A mental health court is a treatment court that focuses on the offender and the offender's mental health.
It is a team of people working hard behind the scenes to help each of our participants be successful in their life.
Hey guys.
I'm so happy to see you. Have a seat. Wow. How are you guys doing?
When they come into mental health court, we sit in a circle. I sit down in the well with them. They have the team around them in the courtroom. They have their other participants sitting with them. It is a much more nurturing and supportive environment for them than a regular courtroom.
My kids' father got out of prison after 8 years, and we were together when he went in, and it was just like a whole lot of family issues, family emergencies going on. I felt bombarded with just distress, like emotional distress, and I made choices that, I'm not really fond of.
A participant will come in and tell me, the judge, in front of the prosecutor, in front of the probation officer, in front of a law enforcement person, that he or she used something over the weekend, used meth or used heroin, something that would be a violation of their probation and would get them in trouble, but which they know we are going to respond in a way that is going to support them and get them the help they need.
This is the light that you have in the world, and you've done so much good work that your light now shines through.
I need to write that down.
It's not about getting people to confess, you know what I mean? You have to tell us what you've done, and pretty soon they feel really invested in their truth-telling. That the truth really means something to them, and that the truth means that it's going to have a treatment response to it.
A lot of times when a person will enter the mental health court, they're homeless or they are in court-ordered treatment. Part of the things that we focus on are stability in all of those different areas. It's a long process.
It is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. It is way harder than actually doing your time because of the accountability piece. You can't get away with not going to treatment.
My name is John Villa. I work for Arrowhead Regional Corrections for the Mental Health Court of St. Louis County.
Today what we're doing is we're doing field visits on clients. It's a standard thing that we do in the mental health court where, not only do clients meet with the judge on Fridays and correspond with their case managers and everything, but part of my responsibility is to go out and see them in their residence to see how they're doing in the community, because a lot of that information can then be relayed to the team, and plus it keeps them connected. It's not just they come to the court, report to the court, and then it's done. It shows them that we're out here, we're still trying to help them, we're trying to support them, and we're trying to be there for them during this time. So just go ahead and put that in and just keep building up spit. You just leave it in your mouth and don't take it out, because when you take it out, the air causes it to dry. And I will refrain from asking you questions because I feel like a dentist. Hey, so tell me about your days. So
There's a lot of obstacles that we need to overcome. There's a lot of trust issues that these individuals may have. There's a lot of fear.
This is not their first go-around in the criminal justice system, and the criminal justice system has its own level of trauma with it. And then you have us, and we're all about, hey, we're different. You should trust us. And what is truly amazing is that there's an ever stepping forward.
Our court systems are overworked, underfunded, and completely packed with people.
It's an in the door, out the door thing. The judge goes to prosecutor goes back to the judge. It's like an oiled system. I spent my youth and pre-adolescence and pre-adulthood in active use, just constantly in trouble, a revolving door in and out of the court systems. And by the grace of the good Lord, I got accepted into the mental health program. And that was the beginning and the end for me to start facing the issues I have.
Client and I talked about how the weekend has been for him, and he said that he went fishing and got more fish, including a turtle, period.
You know, I think there's probably some fear by the public when they hear that people are maybe being placed into a treatment court rather than going to prison. I think the public should be aware that, you know, somebody can serve a couple years in prison and come out and commit the same crime again. They may or may not have learned how to deal with the issues that they have when they get back to the community, whereas we teach them to be in the community.
I just recently started this program. I've been through a lot of trauma, which kind of led up to self-medicating with drugs and alcohol. I always wanted to give back to the community, and I figured that the best way to do it would be to do a citywide cleanup, which is happening today. For the past 2 years, I've been wanting to do this, but I was using. With the whole mental health court team, I'm turning my life completely around. My mind is caught up with my heart.
And Thor, you're doing great?
Yeah.
So what are you doing every day with your time?
Right now, I have community service that I'm going to be doing this week. I have 8 hours left. I did 2 hours, so I have 8 hours left of community service. So I'm going to finish that this week.
Where are you doing it?
At Hermantown Community Church, and that was one of the places that I had wronged when I was doing the wrong things.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and Barry took over, and he had suggested maybe writing them a letter and stuff. So I had wrote them a letter apologizing, and they mentioned that they had some community service work available and stuff.
Wow, Thor.
So it worked out really nice.
That's great.
And kind of healed up a sore spot too. So
yeah,
it was real nice too.
Wow, what a great story that is.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So that worked
good
out
for
really
you.
Good
Good for
you.
you. You're doing great.
Yeah, Thor.
Yes.
That is the essence of community service. And you know, you have such a good heart. And when you when you allow yourself to do well and you're not clouding that up with using or anything, then your good heart really shows through.
Thank you. Yep, I'm very grateful for Mental Health Court. I wasn't able to do those things when I started Mental Health Court, advocate for myself. This has all developed in the last 2 years of being on Mental Health Court.
Yeah, you've done a lot of
So
hard work.
I'm very happy with
You've
that.
done a lot of hard work and
Yeah.
come a long way, Thor. You've just really rocked it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, good to see you. See you in a couple weeks.
Okay.
If we can talk with people in a way that they can hear, that is what builds the trusting relationship, and that is also what leads to that next step of change.
Yeah. You want some cake? Yes, please. So today's our big day for Thor and Joel and Clinton. Clinton actually technically graduated a couple weeks ago, but he gracefully agreed to push this off so we could all be together and do this together. You, all three of you, and I know the rest of you participants, have had a lot of experience with the criminal justice system and the courts, and it hasn't generally been a pleasant experience for you. And coming into a courtroom is probably a pretty traumatic experience for you, especially initially when you come in with us. And it's really always very incredible to me to see when that flips for you. With each and every one of you, it does. There's a day that comes that you walk into that courtroom and you go, this is not the place that's going to be so bad. This is a safe place for me. This is a place where I can tell the judge something that I would never have admitted to anybody, particularly a judge, certainly not my probation officer or the prosecutor or the police officer, all of whom are sitting in that courtroom too, and you come in and tell us, because you know that you're in a safe place and that we're there to support you. And I know that that has to be such a difficult thing to learn and to believe. But you each have exemplified that.
Before mental health court, I was stealing to support a meth habit, and I was using probably $100 a day worth, but that's a lot of money, a lot of stealing, a lot of crime, a lot of different things. And now today, I don't so much as take a penny that doesn't belong to me, but it was a 180 from how I started to how I finished. And I'm just really happy, and happy for anybody that gets the privilege of going through the program. It's a really good program.
All right, well, I'd just like to thank the team, judge. I've been doing drugs and dealing with mental health stuff since I was 14, and I think it was my early 20s when I first prayed and I said, God, something's got to change, you know? And just seemed like I could never lose the desire to use, you know? And something is different this time, you know, and mental health court has helped me by not just throwing me in jail, but putting me in treatment, get me back on my feet till I learned, you know, and I'm gonna continue to learn to keep moving forward. So I'm just really blessed.
So for each of you, we have a certificate. At the bottom, there's a quote that reads, "Challenges are what makes life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come."
Mental health court is the morally right solution for a group of people, for a group of our participants, for the people who would be and should be our participants. It is the morally right solution. It is what makes a better community. It is what makes a safer community. And it is what makes a community that we can all be proud of.